see, you came up with a term. Zozo?
Yeah.
Oh, Zozo. Tell me what Zozo, with the Zozo.
Zozo is a penis.
Whoa.
It's a penis, but we say it in Creole.
Okay.
Like when I first started making content, I did talk a lot about like sex. But when I would talk about it, I would talk about either like past experiences or experiences from friends. And even then it was seen as, oh my God, like, why are you talking about this? I'm like, we're all getting angry. And so yeah, in my culture, it was really horrible to say it. Like it was horrible, like as a Haitian girl, to acknowledge that you have had sex. I started having sex at 19, and I didn't tell my mom. Like she kept talking to me like I was a virgin. And then I was like, you know, Mom, I had sex. What? I come from a very religious background,
Right.
And so I remember like I fell into a deep depression, and I went into a revival my friend was having at a Jamaican church. I'm like, you know, I'm going to hell. I'm dying. It's over for me.
Damn.
And he came to me and he said, Miss, God is telling me to tell you to forgive yourself. He's already forgiven you. I adopted a new outlook on it, but it still took me years to be like comfortable with sex.
I think that like, especially with your Haitian background, I have a Southern American background, and it has a lot of shame attached to sex, especially for women. And like, and growing up in my household, there was 3 of us sisters and 3 brothers. And so it was never told to the boys to, you know, to treat women well or to be respectful. The conversations were given to us,
Of course.
to not be sluts, to not open our legs, to basically to not have sex at all.
Yeah.
So similar to y'all, I didn't start having sex until I was 20. And I basically wanted to do so because I felt, you know, I didn't feel pretty. I wanted to be wanted. And so I started having sex as a hoe. Like I just, you know, just was out here in college and just spreading it wide. And laying it low.
But most people do that, so don't feel bad.
Well, no, I don't feel bad. It was great. Had a great time.
Sitting here with a smile.
So Ash, there goes a case with even with structure, even with household principles, these heathens still nasty, trashy, and delusional.
Why?
She said she's talking about her. They got a term called Zozo. She's talking about a past experience, a past penis. And then she run into somebody who you would think was supposed to hold her accountable and tell her to turn away from her ways. But no, they said, oh, God just forgive you so you can be more comfortable doing the same shit. And then you got another woman who was raised up to not go and do it. And what that backfired. So how do you the argument that we had earlier is a case where you had Black women raised in structure with principles and standards to live by, but still deviate. And now you see why motherfuckers jump down their neck because they fucking know better.
So right? All of us has been kids before, right? So it's easier to tell your kids not to do something, right? But then they get curious because you don't tell them why not to do something. So it's just like you get them a set of rules. Oh yeah, don't have sex before marriage. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. But it's just kind of like, okay, why are you not supposed to do this? I'm American, but I also have Caribbean parents. My father's Jamaican, my mother's Nigerian. And I consider myself just a Black American girl, right? I grew up with different friends, white friends, Spanish friends, and stuff like that. And I noticed a big difference. They were able to have the conversations we weren't able to have in my household, right? My friends was able to go talk to their parents about them having sex. And once their parents, once they established that relationship and that bond with their parents were able to tell them like, hey, yeah, you just don't go around doing this or having sex with this guy or this man or whatever the case may be. The fathers were able to step in and kind of navigate their daughters in ways where they teach them the difference between a man who just want to have sex with you and a guy who is really for you. And I think that this is why you will see so many baby mamas and baby daddies in the Black community, because we don't speak to our kids about sex and tell them what it really is and what it's not. We just expect to tell them a set of rules, and then they just supposed to listen to it. That's not the world that we live in. We're human beings, right? We have free will, and we're very curious by nature. So when you don't tell the importance and teach the value of your womb, right? Your, especially to a woman, her sexual organs and stuff like that. You don't kind of feed into her important to her, like how important that is not to share that with everybody. You're going to get a little girl who's curious, especially if you're her father. Not saying you, I'm just speaking in general. You're her father, you're the man that's supposed to teach her, hey, listen, baby, there's going to be a lot of boys out here that's after your cookie because it's valuable. But if you're not saying it, she's going to these little boys and they're just feeding her, you know, feeding it in her ear or whatever and sleeping with her. You know, you won't call her a hooligan for not understanding the importance?
Want me to tell you why? I'm gonna premise it like this. Whenever your parents told you no, don't go do that shit.
I did, because I was a very curious person.
Hang on. Did you want? So did you want to know why they told you not to?
Yes, I'm still.
And hold on. Right. So you wanted to know why. Did you go and ask why?
So in my house, I didn't have a relationship. My parents didn't give me the space to ask them anything. It was just kind of like, it's my way or the highway. What I say goes, this is that. They didn't create a space where I can sit down and be vulnerable with them, say, hey, mom, hey, dad, you know, this is what's going on, or I'm having urges or things. They didn't create that type of space.
Okay, so your parents didn't allow you to have a two-way communication to get context and understanding. What era did you grow up in? The 80s, 90s, what? 2000s?
90s.
You grew up in the 90s, so you had access to the internet. So if you wanted to know why, you could have the same fingers you used to wrap around that penis, you could have put them on that damn keyboard.
Are you being honest right now? Because you're sitting here saying in the 90s I had access, right? Even in 2001, you still had to get on AOL, and Google was not the Google that it is now. You just can't get up there.
Wait, you know a path to get on there and to do research.
What I'm just saying to you is, it was not how easily accessible it is for you just to type up, oh yeah, let me see.
Okay, I get it. Which one more easier, to wrap your fingers around a cock or to get on a computer?
Wait, Darwin, can I just ask?
No, hold on. Let her answer that. Let her answer. Which one's easier?
I think that's kind of inappropriate.
He's not being realistic, for one. You know what I'm saying? No kid is just getting on the internet, right? Because we didn't grow up. Yeah, the internet was out, but the internet I'm 33. The internet that we have now is not the internet that we had back in the day. You're not just about to sit here and think, oh, let me type this in on Google, right? And then get the answer. Like, be realistic. Come on.
Let me just add this one point. I was raised in the 80s.
Grow up in the suburbs, or did you grow up in the hood?
I graduated from high school in 2000, and at that time, we were still typing with green screens, and there was only 47 websites available on the World Wide Web, because I learned that.
She's 33. She's younger than me. We had internet.
We ain't had nothing. No, we didn't.
We had by high school. We had internet.
First of all, yes, we had internet. I just said to you, we had 47 websites on the World Wide Web at the time that I was a senior in high school. I graduated in 2000. That's it.
Hold on, wait.
And majority of those 47 websites were not informational websites.
She's 33.
They were websites for tech companies, because those were the first companies that knew how to get information on the website.
Slow down. We get it. You graduated in 2000. I graduated in 08. She graduated in 2011.
No, I didn't, baby boy. No, I did not.
You said
I have a question.
What is it? 2011, 2010? Which one?
I graduated 2009.
There's feedback. Somebody got feedback.
Same difference. We had internet.